So good morning and welcome to our Sunday morning service, which today, of course, is being held online, and our Declaration of Principles is on our website. And, this is an extraordinary time that those of us that are not very technical have to adjust to all of this kind of thing. So be a little patient with me. I am doing the homily today, and I'm doing the year that you're running. So let me try to wade through this right now and begin with welcoming everybody to this service. And we begin with a prayer for all those who are watching. We invite Spirit in. O Holy Spirit, be with us as we join together in prayer for healing, for those who are watching, for those that normally attend, really just for everybody. We start off with the healing, being that this is different. So we ask our healers that are with us online, that are joining us, to prepare themselves, and for all those who are watching, to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and welcome all who assist us in spirit, in sending healing to all who need it. As we prepare, let us remember that we all add to the healing with our intention. I ask our healers to imagine the healing vessel in the church that holds the names of those requesting special healing. And for those who have not been physically present, just imagine that you have placed the names of those that you love and want healing into that vessel. And we send that out. So let us close our eyes, sending healing to everyone that is joining this service. And let us do it with a meditation for the whole world. So place your hand over your heart and listen to these words. I am the commanding conscious presence that demands peace and harmony in every area and aspect of my life. In my work, in my play, with my friends and family, and within my inner being. The peace and harmony of God is active, present, and in full operation and complete manifestation. I send this peace out to every leader in every country and all who make decisions that bring change in our world. I know that the peace and harmony of God is active in every person everywhere. I see this country surrounded by light as more people choose to meditate on peace. I surrender to Spirit the ways in which this will happen. I lay aside my limited opinion as I place my trust in the infinite wisdom of God, knowing that peace and harmony awakens in the hearts, minds, hopes, dreams, and wishes for everyone. For the peace and harmony of God far outweighs any desire for disharmony or destruction. Wherever there is God, peace and harmony is active, present, and in full manifestation. And so it is, as this congregation pours forth love and peace for all. Amen. Today's reading and homily is going to be given by me. And I need to get this in front of me. And the reading today is taken from something called Daily Om. And it goes, you have the choice to accept your life, the script that you've written thus far, or edit it to create a life that fulfills you. Our lives can be compared to an ongoing movie script over which we have complete creative control. Within us lies the power to examine what works or isn't working in our lives and make edits to that script. Accordingly, choosing to actively edit your life can be incredibly empowering. As you evolve, you have the choice to accept the script you've written thus far or edit it so you can create a life that fulfills you. You can cut out from your life script what is no longer working for you. Acknowledge that you are responsible for the experience you create. It gives you the ability to create a life that you want. Granted, editing your real life isn't always as easy as erasing a line in a text. If you've carried emotional baggage or held on to an unhealthy relationship for a long time, these may be difficult to edit out. But when you do make the decision of what isn't working from your life, and you make the decision to edit it, you feel lighter and more alive. Editing out activities that you find stressful, disassociating yourself from people that drain your energy, and letting go of your emotional baggage are all beneficial cuts that you can make. In the empty spaces that are left behind, you can add in anything you like. Just if you have the power to edit out negative situations or beliefs that you no longer want a part of your life, you can now include the kinds of positive experience, people, and beliefs that you would like to fill your life with. The manifestation of these thoughts and images create the reality in your life, and they will inevitably follow. As you make changes to your life, you can also add in the bits where you choose more intimate, healthier relationships, seek out adventures over tedium, and are no longer negatively impacted by those old experiences. To begin editing your life, simply think about your positive and negative experiences. And when you determine what parts of your life are no longer serving you, make the commitment to remove them. It's important to remember that there is no proper timing or way to do this, so don't get caught into it. Be patient and have compassion for yourself. As always, it is important during this process. And then you ask yourself, what has brought you profound joy and maybe even bliss? And consider how you can make those experiences and beliefs part of your life right now. With a little editing, you'll be able to clear out what is no longer serving you and make room in your life for more happiness, love, and wisdom. Good morning. We are in a 5 universal year. Are you ready for the change? I've been teaching classes on EFT, emotional freedom technique, called tapping, for a long time. And I've been speaking to, friends and people and telling them that we've gone into this 5 universal year, this year of change and freedom. And I say to them, you know how to do EFT, the tapping, tap on it. Oh, yes, but Kathy, if you look at the news and look at what's happening. And I say, are you going to change it by looking at it? I mean, there's certain things that we do have control over, but a lot of things that we don't. So are you going to give your energy to something that's out of your control? Number one, you just add to the negativity when you're focusing on it. So why would you want to do that? You're saying that you want more peace and health and happiness and joy, all these positive things in your life, but you're constantly talking about everything that's going on and everything that's wrong. And, when you think about it, the law of attraction is a very substantial law. And I mean, it's been proven scientifically when I think it was watching a wave or something, and it's altered by the person who's observing it. I mean, there's a lot of science that goes into this. But we're not here to talk about science. We're here to believe that we have the capacity to change our perception on the things that we can and that matter to us. I've said this many times up at church, and usually it gets a laugh. And why does it get a laugh? Because you're going to laugh recognizing the truth of it. And I've said many times, like, you listen to these wonderful homilies, this positive stuff, and you don't make it downstairs to hospitality before I hear, oh, how are you doing? Well, with my arthritis, you're keeping the arthritis, you're making it your own, it's yours, my problem with my this. We're in a 5-year this year, a year of change and freedom. But it's not going to happen unless we change our perception. And the first and only place that we can change that is on our own attitude, the way that we choose to look at things. Anybody who's known me for any length of time has heard this, God knows how many times. And if you hear it enough, then eventually people get it. I say, sometimes you really can't find a reason logically for some of the things that we've done or experienced or that have happened to us. I said, so I don't try to go there because we don't know the past. I said, the joke is I look in the mirror. I say, Kathy, you must have been drunk when you created this reality. What are you going to do about it? Because that's the only choice we have, is how are we going to look at things? It's funny because I've done healing on myself several times that my kids have seen the results of. One time I tore the meniscus in my knee really bad. And my son, who was in orthopedics, dragged me off to the doctor and he said, oh, it's a bad tear, you need surgery. And I said, well, if I can't heal it, I'll come back. Of course, I never went back because I healed it. And when people have asked me, and we talk about healing, and they say, oh, yeah, but, I've been doing this healing, but like it isn't working, I still have this pain. And it dawned on me what I did when I would do the healing. I wouldn't just heal and expect it to go away right there and then. I would do the healing, I would get up, and then I'd feel the pain. I'd touch my knee and say, oh, I can feel you. Yes, you're responding. I can feel the healing. I'd use that as, as a connection instead of saying, oh, it's not working, I've got the pain. No, I tell the pain, thank you, I can feel you healing. So we can use all kinds of tricks in our own mind. But this year, and having come out of all the rigmarole of last year, okay, we have a choice to continue to look at all that stuff or to change our perception. because your perception plays a huge part in everything. And people get locked into the media and, oh my God, and what have you. And, fear lowers your immune system. So why on earth would you want to, pay attention to all that? Especially it's not anything you can do anything about. So I'm inviting everybody today. I'm going to be talking about the personal years that we're in later. But I want to invite everybody to make a choice and to repeat that choice. But remember, like if we were in church now, I'll be saying to everybody, close your eyes and think, what do you want to change? See yourself in that change. All right? See yourself healthier if that's what you want. See yourself getting that job of your dreams. See yourself finding the place to live, whatever it is. And, it's not just about visualizing. You have to feel it. So, wow, how is it going to feel when you get that job? How is it going to feel when you find that location? It's the feeling that gives it the power, not just saying words. So this year, in this year of change, what do I want to change? We don't have control over other people, but we have 100% control how we choose to feel, to think, to act. All of that is within our power. So I'm hoping that we're going to do some wonderful editing of our life this year. And this way, you do two things, probably more than two, but anyway, two important things. You do this and put this out there, so it's going to have its effect on you. But we have an effect on those people around us. So when we shift into that healthy, happy, positive attitude, then we help them. I remember many years ago, one of our ministers, Dan Ross, I said, somebody accused me of being a Pollyanna. And he started laughing. And the following week, he brought in the book, Pollyanna, the story. And he said, Kathy, take it as a compliment. And, it is, you can't create that. You can't be healthier. You can't be happier. You can't be any of those things unless you create it. And we all know people or know of people that have been successful and maybe wealthy and healthy and everything else, and they've not been happy because there's an essential thing missing. And that essential thing has to begin with the love of self. You have to love yourself enough. My concept of God has always been unconditional love. All right. And one day I was thinking about it and I was walking, I said, God is unconditional love. And a voice in my head said, no, God is love. You put the condition on it. And I was really taken back and I thought, oh my God, that's right. That's right. We were created out of nothing but pure love. We are very clever. Well, there's got to be conditions and rules and God knows what. Well, in this year of change, it's time to let that all go and love yourself enough to accept that maybe we were drunk when we created this reality. Who knows? But if we created it, we can change it. And little by little, we can move forward in this year. And we can do it. So blessings. And now let me see. Okay, I think this is where, this is strange doing this like this, but anyway, I can now go through those universal years. Okay, so every year, all of us have a personal year. And you get that year by adding your day and month. And that number we're going to add to the year. So this is a 5, 2021 totals of 5. So let's say, okay, I'm born March 18th, which totals are 3. So 3 and 5 come to an 8. So I am in an 8 personal year. So take your day and month and total it to a single digit, always reducing to a single digit. And then you're going to add 5 to that. And if it comes to a double digit, reduce it to a single digit. And that is the personal year that you are running this year. And so if you are running, and remember one thing, when I go through these years, that behind it, the universal number is a 5. So 5 is change and freedom. And I really want to get that through to people, because last year we were in a 4. And a 4 year is, as you know, like every number's got 2 sides, but the 4 is a box. And many times when people are going through a 4, they feel like they're limited in this box. And I say to them, but the box has no lid. So even if you're limited with a structure, or you're bound within the structure, the box has no lid, so you can elevate your consciousness out of the box. And so that was last year, the 4. Now, a lot of people did nothing but look at the box, okay? And some did use it and elevated them conscious, and, you know, we used it positively. But now we're in a 5, change and freedom. And I mentioned this to somebody the other day, and they went, oh, I don't think we're going to have freedom. You know, we've got this going on and blah, blah, blah. So they've already decided that they're not going to be free. You know, I mean, this is, I remember my son turning around to me one time when I was talking like this. You know, Ma, sometimes you have to be more practical. And I looked at him, I said, oh, really? So I'm not really practical, right? And then I hit him with some major, major things that without a sharp mind and practicality, you could never have pulled off. I said, so how did I do that? And I shut him up anyway. So we're in a 5-year, change, freedom. And you're going to be adding your own personal year, which I'm going to go through now, to that 5, okay? So, but always remember that that is the universal number behind. So for those running a 1 personal year, a 1 year is a brand new beginning. It's a time to plant the seeds. Now remember, when you plant seeds, they don't grow immediately, okay? So don't keep poking at the ground to see if they're, you know, if they're growing. It's the planting time. So it's the time to plant seeds first in your mind, in your emotion, in your intention. And just know that you're planting at the right time. A 1 personal year is a time to plant. So you've got the whole year to do it. And if you embrace all of the positive things within this homily, regardless of the past, this is a 5 universal year, change and freedom. Don't listen to the media. Don't listen to the negative stuff. It's not going to help you. All it's going to do is lower your immune system, which you don't want to do. So if you're in a 1, a brand new beginning. So make your list. What do you want to begin this year? You know, and first of all, it has to be, you know, an intention with the attitude, and, you know, making a list with no emotion attached to it is not going to do anything, okay? But you are, I am going to be healthier. And you feel it and say it, and, you know, and I'm going to attract prosperity, and I'm going to attract wonderful love and friendships, or whatever it is you want. I'm going to find the home of my dreams. And don't go into Like, let's suppose you've always had a fantasy to take a incredible vacation, what have you. And oh, there's, the travel now with all what's going on. Don't buy into that. If this is your intention you're putting out. If you're going to use what's out there, miracles were never, ever, ever accomplished by logic, just by the nature. So if you want to be a miracle maker, put it out there. A 1 year is about putting it out there. And again, don't keep poking at it, see if it's growing. Just know you planted it. Seeds have different time periods that they, germinate and come up, but you have planted it. And that's the confident way that you approach things in the 1 year. For those of you in a 2 year, 2 year can be a little testy because you planted in the 1 and now you're going to the 2. Where is it? You planted it. And the 2 says, woohoo, patience. You can't plant a seed and then start poking at the ground to see where it is. It has to come about by itself. The more you do not push things in the 2, the easier it is. Just float in that positive state. Yeah, you've got to do the things you have to do. So you do. But don't get that antsy attitude of the things that you've planted. Or where is it? What have you. Just know it's planted, it's germinating, it's going to come into being. For those of you in a 3, obviously have just come out of the 2. Okay, now things can really move. Okay, things are going to move. The only thing you have to have is the faith and optimism that it's going to happen. The 3 is a very good year as long as you guard the emotional thing. Sometimes the emotions can get a little out of whack. And you get to the end of the 3 and you go, what the hell was I concerned about? This has really been a good year. And you missed it being so good because you were focusing emotionally on stuff that you didn't need to focus on. If you don't focus on the emotional crap out there, the 3 can be a really good year. It's ruled by Jupiter. Faith and optimism, abundance, it's a great year. But if, because it magnifies, you can magnify the positive or the negative. You can blow emotional things out of whack. And then you get to the end of the year and go, whoa, it was a good year. What did I do? The 4 year. Okay, the 4 is about security, stability. It's about laying a foundation. Okay, now many people think of the 4 as a box of limitation or restriction. And it really isn't that at all, okay? It's about building security, structure, and what have you. Yes, it's about building a type of box, but the box has no lid. And so you can elevate your consciousness to this structure that you are creating. Instead of looking at it like, am I limited and restricted? No, the universe is saying to me, you've got all the bricks. You got to build this thing now. It's going to be very solid. So that's the 4. The 5 will run with this year. To run a 5 year or to run a year that runs the same as the universal year, your day and month would have to total the same number. So if you were born, say, April the 1st, that's a 5. Right, we're in a 5. So no, that will total then a 1. It would have to total a 9. Your date and month of birth would have to total a 9 to constantly run the same number as the year. Okay, so did you get that? Hopefully. All right, so if you were born May 4th, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you add 9 to anything, it produces itself. So your day and month total of 9, you will always run the same number as the universal year. So those of you that do have that 9, you'll all be running a 5, which is the universal year this year. And 5 is the number of change and freedom. Now, again, let's come back and say, you've got to be kidding, Kathy. No, we're in lockdown. We've got this, we've got that. What change, what freedom, and, can focus on stumbling blocks that are out there. But the reality is that freedom begins inside. You can be in a jail cell and be free, okay? And you can have all the freedom on earth and be so inhibited and so held back by whatever. So freedom, okay, is by choice. And so if you're in a 5-year, the first place to get that freedom is internally. Let go of the worries, of the doubts, of the apprehension. Do some EFT, use whatever tool you've got to release and let go and of anything that thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes that have kept you trapped. 5-year is change and freedom. For those of you running a 6-year, 6-year is a very, how do I want to say it, a very personal year. 6-year is ruled by the planet Venus, and Venus is always seeking harmony. It's funny because people get married. There's a lot of people get married in a 6-year. People also get divorced in a 6-year. Why? Because Venus wants harmony and love and happiness. So if it's a lousy marriage, she wants you out. If it's a good marriage, she makes it better. If it's a normal thing, she wants that better too. She'll work to help bring that peace and love and harmony into your life, into family, into relationships. The 6-year is ruled by the planet Venus. And Venus rules 3 things in astrology: love, money, and creativity. So in what area of your life that you want to improve with Venus, that will happen, especially if you don't look out there and you focus on the gift that you're getting. The 7-year is the test of faith in yourself. It's the test of knowing and trusting and believing that your dreams can be a reality. Now, normally speaking, I would look at a 7 and say, oh, you could make the trip of a lifetime. And it's usually over water. Well, if I said that to people now, they're going to like, yeah, Kathy, with the restrictions and blah, 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 and da, da, da. I'm still going to say it. Now, there's different ways that things can happen. The 7-year is ruled by the planet Neptune. I call Neptune the miracle maker. So in a 7, to get miracles, what do you have to do? You have to let go of the logic. You have to believe in the impossible dream. You can meet the love of your life in a 7-year. You can take the trip of a lifetime in a 7-year. And you can hit luck in a weird, unusual way in a 7. Any one of those things are open. But most of all, remember that the year itself is ruled by Neptune, the miracle maker. So don't say, well, what I'd really like, however, during this time period, don't go there. This is what I want. Who knows when it's going to materialize, but you put it out there. That's the 7. The 8 personal year is excellent for 2 things. Most people look at the 8 and say, oh, 8 is usually a good financial year. And that can be true. The other thing about the 8 is that it's a very practical year. So if the 7 has had any emotion tied into it. You move into the 8 and it's, okay, what's the strategy? Let's organize, let's structure. I've just been made chairman of the board of my life. Now, the chairman of the board doesn't get emotional, doesn't get bent out of shape, or he wouldn't be the chairman of the board. Everybody else can be putting in their 2 cents, but not the chairman. Chairman sits there, looks at the whole thing, makes logical decisions coolly, without emotion, practically. And the key in an 8-year is to be that chairman of the board, to look at your life and say, I can do this, I can do that, I can do the other. And even if, say, there's a physical restriction because of whatever the heck is going on, okay, you can still say, I am the chairman of the board of my life. So number 1, I'm choosing to make the right decisions. I'm choosing to be happy no matter what. Make all those choices. You are the chairman of your life, chairman of the board of your life this year. And for those that have just entered the 9-year, the 9-year is completion. It's time to clean out the closet, physically, mentally, emotionally, okay? It's time to let go of people, things, belief systems that no longer serve you. That is the biggie, okay? So many of us get caught into our belief systems. And they could be family beliefs, they can be cultural beliefs, whatever kind of beliefs, okay? But this year, in the 9, is about letting go of people, things, and attitudes. It's funny, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and her daughter, God bless her, but she's a control freak over her kids. And she finally said to her mother, I just can't do it anymore. I'm letting her go. She can do whatever the heck she wants. And she's going into the 9-year. And I went, oh my God, this is great, because that's what she has to do. Let go of what you can't control. You have 100% control. How are you going to think? How are you going to feel? And we don't have, we can, all of us know, we've all had people in our lives and situations where, oh my God, our heart, we would do our very best for, but we can't do it for them. They have to do it. We can only wish for them, pray for them, or whatever, but they have to do it. The only person you've got 100% control over, how you think, what you believe, is yourself. And so if you're in a 9-year, yes. And if you clean out like your closet or anything, think of throwing away the past, okay? With every item that you throw out, yes, I'm getting rid of, yes, I'm clearing out. This is it. I'm getting ready, for the next year. So this is basically, I've gone through the 9 numbers that we can run this year. And, hopefully you'll take some of this and associate it to your own life and recognize that the first step is to choose to do it. I'm not saying that everything is that easy, just like she says, in the homily, it's not, it's not always easy to change your thoughts, attitude and that. But it begins first with the decision. And so today, make that decision that you're not going to carry any of that old stuff anymore. All right? Can't do anything about it anyway. So step into this 5 universal year, change and freedom, regardless of whatever number personally you're running. Behind it all is the 5. So the 5, change and freedom, if you're in the 1 year, okay, well, if you're in the 1 year, the beginnings it's got this change has to happen to before you plant these new seeds, where you're going to put these new seeds in that ground that you've never cultivated yet, or pulled out all the old weeds. It works like that. So my wish for you is that you take this first homily of the year from me, and my wish and desire that you take this information on the personal year and, internally make those changes, because that's where it begins. And then this way, the 5, which is the universal number for the year, to change the freedom. Not only are you going to make your life better, healthier, happier, attract the right situations, but when you choose to be healthy, to be happy, to be prosperous, to put out this energy, you also help the rest of the world, because we're all, connected energetically. I've noticed myself just going for a walk, the energy that's bouncing around all over the place. Okay. So when we get stuck into the worrying or the negative, we're just adding to that collective heavy energy out there. So we have to make that concerted effort as metaphysicians to say, I'm not buying into that. I'm getting healthier, happier, more abundant. And remember what I did, and I've done a couple of things, but remember what I did with the knee. When I felt the pain, I went, ooh, I can feel you healing. Wow, I can feel you healing. But when I've told other people, I did the tapping or the meditation, but, I got up, my knee is still hurting or whatever. They go back to the same thing. You can't change it if you keep repeating the same story. So I am asking all of you for the joy of your life, for health, for happiness, of everything. Okay, let go of the past. As you change now, when you go into the future, you can fantasize and create the past, but let's just look with joy at what you can create and be the miracle makers. Okay? Thank you. So that would be my homily. And at this point, I would sit down if I was at church. But I'm not. I'm online. So now we come to the prosperity portion of the service. And as we collect in person, we ask those of you that, to make a donation either online, or some people don't like to do that. So if they send a check into the church. And I want to I was talking to Betty, who does the accounting. I sincerely want to thank those that are sending checks in. They are making the donations because they know we have a mortgage and a building to maintain and everything. And we are very grateful and thankful that they're keeping our spiritual residents alive and going forward. And okay, now I just want to look at the things that are on our website. First of all, Wednesday we have a healing circle, and what was that? Oh, okay. We have the healing circle on a Wednesday with Terence at 7:30. And you can find the link on our website. We have coming up the Course in Miracles twice a month on the second and fourth Sunday. On Tuesdays, we have Ask Spirit Anything with Reverend Norma. Now, I'm just reading the titles. When you go online and look at the brochure online, there's a full description of these things. Reverend Lucia Cochran is doing psychic readings once a month at the last Sunday of the month. And again, all of that is online and the brochure online. 7 Healing Chakras, that's Reverend Karen Slember. That's beginning in January, and that is online too. Lucia is doing an Angel Tarot workshop on Sunday, January the 10th. It will be done on Zoom, of course. All of it's going to be on Zoom. It's an Archangel. Oh, is that right? I'm doing 2 different things here. Wait a minute. Oh no, it's the same thing. Okay. Oh my God. All right. So on Sunday, January the 10th, what Lucia's doing is she'll guide you how to do this, to use angels and connection. You know, she sent me a little write-up here. It's about exploring the magic and all the different ways that we can connect. And so that will be, very interesting. But all of this is online. And so I encourage you to go to our website and look at all this stuff and sign up for, what you can. And if I have messed up or left anything out, I know you're going to forgive me because this is all new, okay? And as I bring this service to a close, I want to wish everybody in this universal 5-year the freedom to be everything they want to be. We limit ourselves. Well, I don't have the education. I'm getting too old. I can't do this or whatever, okay? So this 5-year is giving us the freedom to change those things we want to change. So my love, my blessings go out to all of you. If I've messed up any part of this service, I know that you'll forgive me. And after all, why wouldn't you, right? And let's laugh about things, crazy. I keep telling Spirit, I did not sign up for all this technology. And all I hear is laughter. I said, okay. So have a wonderful week ahead. We're in this brand new year. Oh, one other announcement. On the Sunday, the 17th, I will be doing a lecture on Zoom I usually do this every year at the church. I do it on the chart of the United States and the stock market chart. And if you've never attended one of those meetings, the first thing I say is, I don't follow politics and I don't know anything about the stock market. So I have the charts and I just talk. And it always gets recorded at church. And quite a few years ago, Bob would make a CD of the recording. So I gave it to this financial guy. And of course, I'm talking about the stock market chart. And he thinks I'm out of my mind. And at the end of the year, he calls me, he said, are you going to do that thing again? And I said, you said I was crazy. He said, yeah. But then about halfway through the year, what you predicted with the stock market happened. He said, I went back and listened. He said, you still don't know what you're talking about. But oh my God, it was so accurate. And I said, if I knew what I was talking about, I'd think like you. And I wouldn't say it. It's because I don't pay attention. I just look at it astrologically and I say it. Okay. So the same thing when Trump, became president. I was in Washington And somebody said, oh, did you look at the election? I said, yeah, Hillary's not getting in. Oh, you're a Trump person. I said, no, I'm an astrologer. What the heck did you ask me? You didn't ask me my political opinion, which I don't have one. I said, you asked me who's getting in. Chart says there's going to be a very big change. I said, so that doesn't sound like, what's been going on. I said, crazy. So now I've gotten a little lack of patience, I guess, when people say, oh, did you look at the chart? If you are going to give me an argument, don't even ask me, because it's not my opinion. I'm an astrologer. And I'm going to be doing that on, what did I just say? On the 17th. I will be looking at the chart of the US. I'll be looking at the stock market chart, and I will be blabbering. And it will be recorded. You can listen to it and form your own opinion. So have a wonderful week ahead. And just close your eyes for a moment. Put your hand over your heart. And as you take a deep breath, just feel the love of the universe flowing through you. And take another deep breath and feel gratitude for everything that's past and every wonderful thing that is going to manifest in the future. And I sincerely send my love and blessings to all of you. And we're going to move ahead into this year of change and freedom in whatever shape or form it's going to take, and be in gratitude. Blessings. Thank you. Have a wonderful week.